Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Black Forest coming to you with another market analysis video, currency pair breakdown. Before we get started to break down this currency pair and this chart, we have to state that this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, but we all know why you guys are here. You guys are here to find good, credible Forex content that can help improve your ability as a trader and to help put a little bit of extra money in your pocket. So, with that being said, let's break down this chart and let's break down this currency pair. Okay. So, before we discuss what's happening with the technical analysis of it all, let's talk about the fundamentals. Okay. Now, let us talk about what's happening with the Aussie. Okay. So basically, now what we're seeing with the Aussie, we're almost at like 11-week to 10-week high. We have not been this high in price. Let's see, since June of last year. Okay. So we are definitely at a high point. Okay, we're almost at like a 7 to 8 month high point. We have not been this high since June of last year. Okay, and this has happened because of several different factors. The AUD has been one of our stronger currencies going into this trading week. We did have some positive news about retail sales come out at the opening of the markets on Sunday. And yesterday we did have interest rate news comes out that was unchanged, and that caused the USD to gain the AUD to gain strength. But the thing about it is, we do not know how long that strength is going to last for. Okay, so we're going to have to play this out. The strength can be indefinite and last for a longer period of time, but there's also economic woes that's affecting the AUD, the Aussie as well. They're also starting to deal with more high inflation due to increased gas prices, which is affecting every major country around the world. So we're going to have to see how this starts to play out in their economy. Okay. So even though the Australian dollar is one of our stronger currencies, we could start to see a weakening of the Australian dollar very soon due to economic woes surrounded by increase in oil prices and more increased inflation due to these increase in oil prices. Okay. So with the USD, we have did have some moderately negative news come out about the USD prior to the opening of New York yesterday, and we do have a lot of economic news coming out at 8:30 Eastern time at 8:30 Eastern time for the USD. So the situation plays out as this: if we have positive news or more positive news than negative news, and we start to see a lowering of gas prices, then on oil prices, then we will see a strengthening of the USD. And we have more negative news than positive news. We have more negative news than positive news, then we will start to see if we have more negative news than positive news or overall negative news with an increase in the oil, which means increase in gas prices, we will start to see a weakening of the USD. Okay, so we're going to have to watch to see how these things play out before we get a good understanding about the USD. So between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, we would get a good understanding on how these things are going to play out and which way the strength is going to be towards the weak or strong for the USD. Okay. So with that being said, now let's break down what's happening on the chart. So we were ranging out for some time, and then as soon as the interest rate news came out, we did have a pick up in price, but this can almost be the last haul before the drop that comes down. Okay, it's like I said, now we've reached the 8 month all time high after 10 weeks of straight gain. And the thing about it that's happening with the USD, unfortunately, is that they're going to start getting more aggressive with trying to fix the economic woes and the strength with the US dollar due to we're getting so close to midterm elections for the congressional house, and I'm pretty sure the Democrats don't want to get blamed for what's happening with the economy, and then they mess around and lose the house. So I'm pretty sure just due to political events alone, political agendas alone, there is going to be an uptake in the aggressiveness to get strength back into the U.S. dollar. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to be anticipating a price drop. Now we can go up some. Now we can go up some. We can end up having a push up some, another 20 to 30 pips before it goes to continue to go back down. So just because it hits an all-time 8 week high, I mean an 8 month high, oh, it hasn't been this high since June, doesn't mean like, okay, you go crazy with the sales just as of yet. Wait for the range to come in, an aggressive breakdown into the short position of that range, a pathetic push up, and then price to go down. Okay, so what you do is you wait for the charts to show you exactly what's going to happen before you go ahead and make your move, because you got to let the fundamentals play out. Like, for example, you have to let this Aussie strength die out before you can safely place your short position. Placing a short position right now would be somewhat dangerous, and also placing a continuation buy would be dangerous too. Okay, so this is more so of a wait and see what's going to happen type of scenario. Okay, because if you try to place this buy in this area here, and we're at like an 8-9 month all-time high, then it aggressively starts to come down. You're going to hit your stop loss and lose some money because you sold when it was at its all-time. When it's been at an all-time high in some time. Okay, so the best thing to do is to wait for the retracement to come in. Based off how aggressive that retracement comes in, it could just be pulled back, or it can possibly be price turnover. But eventually we're going to see a drop in price, and how this price drops will let us know whether it's going to be retracement or price turnover. If we have a very choppy, crappy type of drop, then it's just retracement and we're going to continue to go up. But if we have a range and then a very aggressive drop down, then a pathetic push up, then we can safely say we're looking at price turnover. Okay, I hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.